Here's something nobody tells you about turning 55. The biggest threat to your sex life isn't your body failing you. It's what you start telling yourself the moment things don't work exactly like they used to. The moment things don't go to plan. And here's the really crazy part. This one mental mistake creates a cascading effect that makes everything worse. Much worse. Let me explain. Look, I get it. You're scrolling through your feed, maybe feeling a little uncomfortable about clicking on this video. But stick with me for the next few minutes because what I'm about to share isn't some miracle pill or embarrassing gimmick. This is about a psychological mental trap that the majority of men over 55 fall into, and it's completely reversible once you understand what's happening. I'm talking about the silent sexual mistake that doctors rarely mention, that your friends definitely won't bring up over beer, and that can turn a minor, totally normal age-related change into a full-blown bedroom crisis, and in some cases, a life crisis. Before we dive in, please remember this video is for education only. It is not medical advice. Nothing in this video should replace professional medical advice. If you're experiencing sexual health issues, please consult with a qualified healthcare provider. What I'm sharing here is based on peer-reviewed research and expert consensus, but your individual situation requires individual attention. Talk to a doctor before you take any action that could affect your health and well-being. Now let's get into it. So what's the problem? Let me tell you about Michael. Michael is like millions of men out there. Michael is 58, married for 30 years, reasonably healthy. One night, things don't quite go as Michael had planned. You know what I mean. Michael cannot get an erection. He can't get hard. It happens. Could be stress, could be that second glass of wine, could be he's tired. Totally normal. The research shows that even in your 20s and 30s, occasional erectile difficulties happen to virtually every man. But here's where Michael makes the mistake. Instead of shrugging it off, he lies there in the dark and his brain starts running. This is it. I'm getting old. It's all downhill from here. My wife's going to think I'm not attracted to her. What if this keeps happening? What if I can't get hard anymore? What if I can't satisfy my wife anymore? Days later, an opportunity for sex arises. But now Michael's not thinking about last time. He's monitoring himself, checking in. Is it working? Is it working yet? Will I get hard? Will I be able to stay hard? Will it let me down? Oh no, I'm thinking about it, which means it won't work. And guess what happens? It doesn't work. Michael can't get hard. He can't get an erection. And he can't stay hard. Now Michael's in a full-blown panic. He starts avoiding intimacy. He starts avoiding his wife. He avoids any situation that could lead to sex, making excuses, staying out longer, delaying coming home. Suddenly he's too tired or he has an early meeting. His wife notices. She starts wondering if he's not attracted to her anymore. Or, maybe there's someone else? The distance grows. The tension grows. Within 6 months, this healthy couple who'd had a perfectly good sex life for 3 decades have barely touched each other. Here's the medical truth that could have saved Michael months of misery. Occasional erectile difficulties are completely normal at any age, and they increase slightly with age due to very manageable physiological factors. The National Institutes of Health confirms that mild intermittent changes are part of healthy aging. But you know what's not normal, what destroys sexual function faster than almost anything else. Performance anxiety. Why this matters. This is the silent mistake, turning a minor normal occurrence into a catastrophic threat. Let me explain the psychology here, because once you understand this, you'll see how absurd and how fixable it is. Your sexual response system is controlled by 2 parts of your nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system, which handles your fight or flight response, and the parasympathetic nervous system, which handles your rest and digest response. Sexual arousal? That's parasympathetic. You need to be relatively relaxed, not in danger, not anxious, but the moment you start worrying about your performance, monitoring yourself, treating your body like it's a car that might not start, you activate the sympathetic system. You literally trigger the same biological response as if you're running from a bear. And you cannot run from a bear and have sex at the same time. Your body won't allow it. So here's what happens in the over 55 spiral. Normal change occurs, Maybe erections are slightly less firm, or take a bit longer to achieve, or require more direct stimulation, all completely normal. Catastrophic interpretation. I'm broken, it's over, I'm not a man anymore. Performance anxiety develops. Monitoring, worrying, checking. Anxiety prevents normal function, sympathetic nervous system activation. Evidence confirms the catastrophic belief. See, I was right. Avoidance begins, and with avoidance, everything actually does start declining. The researchers call this the psychogenic feedback loop, and it's responsible for more sexual dysfunction in older men than actual physical problems. Here's a stunning statistic. Studies show that among men who report erectile dysfunction, up to 40% have no identifiable physical cause. It's entirely psychological. And among the 60% who do have some physical component, like reduced blood flow or lower testosterone, the psychological component still makes it significantly worse. You're literally thinking yourself into the problem. Why this happens after 55? So why does this mistake spike after 55? 3 reasons. First, cultural messaging. We're bombarded with the idea that male sexuality peaks in our 20s and it's all decline from there. That real men are always ready, always hard, always performing like porn stars. It's complete nonsense, but it's deeply embedded. When you're 25 and something doesn't work one night, you laugh it off. When you're 55, you think, this is the beginning of the end. This is it. It's all over. Second, minor physiological changes are real. Let's be honest about this. After 50, several things happen. Testosterone levels gradually decline, about 1% per year after 40. Blood vessel elasticity decreases slightly. Refractory periods get longer. You might need more direct physical stimulation. But here's the key. These changes don't prevent satisfying sex. They just mean sex at 55 looks slightly different than sex at 25. And for many couples, it's actually better, more connected, less rushed, more focused on mutual pleasure rather than performance. Third, life stress compounds. At 55, you might be dealing with aging parents, retirement worries, health concerns, career pressures. Stress is the enemy of sexual function at any age. But instead of recognizing that you're stressed about money or health, you blame your age. The tragic irony? By making the mistake, by catastrophizing and developing performance anxiety, you create the exact problem you feared. If you like what we do here, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We very much appreciate your support, and it allows us to make new men's health and well-being videos each week. Thank you for your company today. Now let's get back to our topic. What can men over 55 do? All right, enough doom and gloom. Here's how you fix this. Step 1. Reframe what normal means. Normal sexual function at 55 doesn't mean spontaneous erections, instant rock-hard firmness with zero stimulation, and the stamina of a 21-year-old. Normal for most men over 50 means sometimes things work great, sometimes they don't. You might need more warm-up than you used to. Direct physical stimulation becomes more important. Quality matters more than frequency. Connection and intimacy can be even better than pure physical performance. Accepting this isn't giving up. It's being realistic, which actually improves function. Step 2. Kill the performance anxiety. This is huge. Stop monitoring yourself during sex. Stop asking yourself, is it working? How hard am I? Will it last? Can I stay hard? Dr. Barry McCarthy, a renowned sex therapist, calls this becoming a spectator in your own sex life, and it's deadly. It is deadly. Don't do it. Instead, focus on sensation, not performance. Focus on your partner, not yourself. Focus on the experience, not the outcome. Redefine success as connection and pleasure, not just penetration. Here's a radical thought. Some of the best sex doesn't involve penetration at all. Oral sex, manual stimulation, toys, extended foreplay, these are fantastic ways for couples to enjoy themselves and have intimate fun. For many couples over 55, they become primary sources of satisfaction. Step 3, have the awkward conversation. If you're in a relationship, you must talk to your partner. I know, it's uncomfortable. But silence creates distance, and distance kills intimacy. Here's a script.
Hey, I've been feeling some pressure about sex lately, and I think it's gotten in my head. I want us to focus more on connecting and having fun rather than me performing. Can we explore what feels good for both of us without the pressure?
Most partners are incredibly relieved by this conversation. They've noticed the distance. They've been worried it's something they did, or that there's someone else involved. Your vulnerability and honesty will likely deepen your connection. Step 4. Address the physical factors, if needed. Look, some physical changes might benefit from medical attention. Get your testosterone checked, simple blood test. Review your medications with your doctor. Many common drugs affect sexual function. Manage cardiovascular health. What's good for your heart is good for your erections. Consider talking to a doctor about options like PDE5 inhibitors, Viagra, Cialis, etc. But here's the important part. Even if you use medical interventions, you still need to address the psychological component. A pill can increase blood flow, but it can't fix performance anxiety. Step 5. Practice sensate focus. This is a technique developed by sex researchers Masters and Johnson, and it's remarkably effective. This is the idea. Take penetration completely off the table for a period of time. Instead, you and your partner take turns touching each other, focusing entirely on sensation without any goal or outcome. No pressure, no performance, just rediscovering physical pleasure. This breaks the anxiety cycle and retrains your brain to associate intimacy with pleasure rather than pressure. Quick pause. Before we continue, here's something worth knowing. If you've been feeling frustrated or even embarrassed about changes in bedroom performance, sensitivity, stamina, or desire, you're not alone, and it's not your fault. We've just talked about how performance anxiety is the silent killer of sexual confidence. But here's the thing. While fixing the mental component is crucial, supporting the physical side naturally can give you the foundation you need to break that anxiety cycle. There's a 100% natural solution that's already helped thousands of men feel confident and energized again. No pills, no injections, no procedures, no surgery, no risky shortcuts. Just a simple, easy home remedy you can make at home, designed to support what researchers are now calling the manhood molecule, a key factor for arousal, blood flow, and lasting power. This complements everything we've discussed today. When your body has the physical support it needs, it's easier to let go of that performance pressure and actually enjoy the moment. Find out more. There's a link in the description and in the pinned comment. Check it out. It might be the very thing you've been looking for. Okay? Now, back to the silent sexual mistake. Most men start making after 55. The bigger picture. Here's what most men don't realize. The quality of your sex life after 55 has almost nothing to do with your physical equipment and everything to do with your mindset and your relationship. Studies of couples in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s who report satisfying sex lives reveal something fascinating. They've redefined what sex means. They've let go of performance pressure. They prioritize intimacy, connection, and mutual pleasure over gymnastics and stamina. And many of them report that sex is better now than it was in their youth, more meaningful, more connected, more creative. The silent mistake isn't noticing that your body is changing. The silent mistake is interpreting normal changes as catastrophic failure, then creating a self-fulfilling prophecy through anxiety and avoidance. Your sex life at 55, 65, 75, or beyond can be vibrant and satisfying. But it requires letting go of outdated scripts about what male sexuality should look like and embracing what actually works for you and your partner. Closing thoughts. If this video resonated with you, do me a favor. Hit that like button so more men can find this information. Drop a comment below. Your engagement helps the algorithm show this to other guys who need to hear it. And subscribe to the channel because we're diving deep into men's health topics that nobody else wants to talk about. Real information, no BS, no miracle cures, just practical science-based advice for living your best life at any age. Share this video with a friend who might need it. I know it's awkward, but you might save someone from months or years of unnecessary suffering. Remember, the silent sexual mistake most men make after 55 isn't a physical problem. It's a mental trap. It's a psychological one. It's in your head. And the moment you understand that, you've already begun to escape it. Your body is changing, yes. But changing doesn't mean broken. Different doesn't mean worse. And the pressure you're putting on yourself is the real enemy, not your age, not your job, not your partner. Sex at 55 and beyond can be connected, satisfying, and fun if you let go of the performance pressure and focus on what actually matters: intimacy, pleasure, and connection. Now watch this video for more eye-opening health and well-being info for men.